respected African values so as long as they were in conformity with their own rules of good conscience. English law continued to be applied alongside customary law in the administration of justice, even after Uganda became independent in 1962. Application of the repugnancy clause was essentially retained in our system till our constitution in 1995. The justice system that people were accustomed to was subjugated to the British system that was strange to the people. The people were not enthusiastic to use the British system. They ignored it and continued with their own system. No wonder only 10% of the cases that come to our formal courts. No wonder only about 10% of the cases come to our formal courts. But there is no crisis in the country. People are handling their cases in their informal system that they are used to. Now, our 1965 Constitution brought a new era to the Uganda judicial system. Under Article 126, it introduced the aspect of people-centered justice. The article provides that judicial power is derived from the people and shall be exercised by the courts established under this Constitution in the name of the people and in conformity with law and with the values, norms, and aspirations of the people. Now, this provision becomes the basis for promoting people-centered justice in the country. Despite an enabling framework, we however still find that we have a number of challenges. These include the growing case backlog in the courts, as the formal system has long processes that makes expeditious disposal of cases rather difficult. The inaccessibility of the courts, physically and economically, the culture and values disparity between the formal system and the informal system, the public perception of formal justice systems as obscure, inefficient, and too technical, and that substantive laws of formal systems are at times unjust, oppressive, exploitative, and unable to deliver justice to the public expectations. To deal with the above challenges, we are rolling out initiatives that will solve and embark on solving some of these problems. One, we are operationalizing the alternative justice system in Uganda. The judiciary has embarked on alternative justice systems strategy. The objectives of the system strategy are guided by key access to justice goals. These include to serve as an engine for enhancing justice access to all, to serve as a case backlog reduction management measure, to provide for and support the judiciary ADR mechanisms and inclusion of traditional approaches and institutions, to empower communities to appreciate expert-based justice, to localize justice and justice delivery, emphasizing involvement of parties in dispute resolution, to provide ground on which development of ADR at appellate mediation, community mediation can be based, and a number of other objectives. To deal with the above challenges, we are rolling out a number of initiatives. We are emphasizing compensation in addition to or as an alternative to imprisonment for criminal cases. We are encouraging plea bargaining and sentence bargaining for all categories of criminal cases. We are involving victims and considering victim and society interests in determining appropriate sentences. We are acknowledging special treatment of juvenile offenders. We are promoting reconciliation, especially in relation to domestic violence and personal offenses. In the spirit of the 1995 Constitution, Uganda has made efforts in promoting alternative justice systems that have in turn promoted people-centered justice. The other initiative is strengthening ADR mechanisms, particularly court-annexed mediation. In March 2024, the Judiciary of Uganda held a summit on alternative dispute resolution for chief justices from the African continent. We shared experiences from other judiciaries. We learned, among other lessons, that success of ADR requires concerted efforts from all stakeholders in the chain of justice. We have involved officials from the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, chambers of the Attorney General, the Director of Public Prosecutions, advocates, among others, with whom we need to promote the ADR agenda. In May 2023, the Chief Justice of Uganda commissioned a 9-member committee chaired by the Deputy Chief Justice to spearhead the ADR strategy and pave the implementation of ADR. On the 30th of May 2024, the Chief Justice inaugurated a pioneer team of 72 mediators. These include vibrant retired justices and judges, senior lawyers, and these include senior counsels, and senior public retired civil servants, and a number of elders representing religious communities and other communities. We are starting with a pilot for mediation at the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal and selected divisions and circuits of the High Court. We have identified convenient mediation rooms at these courts. Appellate mediation is also being piloted at our Court of Appeal Constitutional Court as a pilot. Initially, the court used it to identify cases for mediation. Today, litigants are getting more interested in appellate mediation. Government agencies, corporations, financial institutions have embraced appellate mediation. We are in the process of making appellate mediation rules, learning from our experiences. We are currently engaged with stakeholders to ensure that the rules are purposeful and acceptable to all of us. We are introducing settlement weeks. The judiciary is planning to hold a settlement week during the month of August. Stakeholders and court users are being sensitized about this activity to ensure that it is successful. Cases where parties express interest, settle them amicably, will be cause-listed and allocated to trained mediators to facilitate the mediation. We hope to conclude many cases in these settlement weeks. We have also introduced small claims procedure. This is where commercial disputes whose subject value matter is not more than 10 million shillings. We have established teams of judicial officers who explain to the public this innovation, which is cheap, faster, and there are no legal representatives when they are being held. We hope this will solve the majority of cases from the small and medium business owners who are anxious to get the disputes sorted out and they go back to trade. Another innovation is pre-bargaining. Plea bargain has been introduced in all our criminal justice system, and it has been incorporated as part of the alternative justice strategy. Some of the challenges that we faced before, including case backlog, high costs and delays in the prosecution of cases, are being handled in this area. In addition to holding court sessions, we also hold court camps where prosecutors, judges, defense lawyers, the whole court move to prison facilities. The prisoners attend and plea bargain is explained to them, and those who wish to enter plea bargain volunteer and register, and their cases are handled in the prisons, and they only go to court to record them. And a number of cases have been handled there. The advantage of this is the reduced cost, the number of cases that are done in that session. Most cases are also handled easily because the accused persons participate and agree on the sentence with the prosecution. If it's acceptable to the court, it's registered, and that will be the sentence served. There is growth of jurisprudence in the area of plea bargaining, and we are streamlining its application. Cases are fast-tracked through this system, where the accused persons are showing interest. The interests of the accused, the interests of the victims of crime are catered for because they are allowed a word in the process. There are now more convicts. There are now more convicts than remand prisoners in our prisons since the application of this plea bargaining procedure. We also have introduced support to arbitration of commercial and other disputes in our courts. We are doing this through, we are supporting arbitration of commercial and other disputes in our courts. We are doing this through training of judicial officers in arbitration and give full support for disputes that need to be settled through the arbitration process. We are working closely with the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs to see that a new ADR policy and law are more supportive to ADR that is in dispute. We have identified convenient mediation processes and individuals that will help us in engineering the alternative justice system to adequately cater for the needs of our people. In conclusion, there is no doubt that our AGL policy and strategy are aimed at bridging the gap between the adversarial and alternative forms of delivery of justice. Alternative justice systems resolutely provide people-centered justice, and we are here to share our experiences, and we are willing learners in this process. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief Justice. Let us appreciate him. If our neighbors are here and interested, the bankers are here and interested, governors are here and interested, 47 counties are here and interested, it must be a good thing, isn't it? You have over 30 judges here and interested, it must be a good thing, isn't it? Asante sana. Now, we are coming to the climax of the opening ceremony, and I would like to invite our host, the Vice Chancellor, to come and officially invite the Chief Justice to give her opening address. Vice Chancellor, welcome.
distinguished delegates, it is now my singular honor and privilege to invite the Honorable Justice, Lady Justice Martha Koome, Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, to address the third annual Alternative Justice Systems Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Honorable Chief Justice. And please be excellent.
Thank you very much. Please, may we be seated. Thank you. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Kipragat, thank you very much for hosting us. We celebrate this great university. We celebrate the founder, the second